Pobednik, jaka i važna reč, predstavlja osobu koja je pobedila nekog ili nešto, ostvarila najbolji rezultat u određenoj oblasti, na takmičenju, utakmici i dobila priznanje. Međutim, mnogo značajnije bitke vode se na ličnom planu. Kada čovek prevaziđe sopstvene izazove, strahove, bolesti i nedostatke, kada na terenu sa koga ne može da izađe, pokori najvećeg rivala, samog sebe. I premda bez trofeja, i tada je pobednik. Jedan od najvećih među njima je Nik Vujičić, Australijanac srpskog porekla. Rođen je 1982. godine u Melbourneu, bez ruku i nogu. I kako sam navodi, bez ikakvog medicinskog objašnjenja za takvo stanje. Za majku Dušku, medicinsku sestru i oca Borisava, sveštenika, rođenje deteta sa retkim genetskim poremećajem predstavljalo je i izazov i blagoslov. Nik je izrastao ličnost koja je pronašla veliku životnu svrhu i živi život bez mnogih ograničenja. Pliva, surfuje, peca, slika, igra golf i danas je jedan od najpoznatijih motivacionih govornika na svetu. Imali ste teško detinjstvo. Poznata je činjenica da ste sa 10 godina pokušali samoubistvo. Sa 13 ste odlučili da postanete zahvalni. Sa 15 ste postali religiozni. Da li se sećate koji je to moment kada ste odlučili da izaberete nadu umesto očaja?
Going through a depression for 5 years and an attempted suicide at age 10, and then realizing that at age 13, I have a choice either to be angry for what I do not have or be thankful for what I do have. These were good steps, but really, for me in my life, I gave my life to God and said, God, I may not have arms and legs, but help me to be the hands and feet. And I want everyone to know that we do need to find a greater purpose in our life and to not just be somebody who just exists. Because if you're just here on life just to survive, it's not enough.
She walks busy streets looking for her next mate. Maybe he will be the one. 'Cause in her mind there is more to life than being someone. But deeper down.
A šta kada neko nije religiozan?
If someone is not religious, I want them to know, if they want to know why I'm happy, it's because of my religion. Now, I love everyone, no matter what religion you have. And I'm not going to try convince someone of my religion. People don't understand that just because you overcome some difficulties in your life, it doesn't mean now everything is smooth. And so this is something that if you haven't found something to die for, you haven't found something to live for. And that's what I want people to understand, that you can find.
Nikov život dobio je još veći smisao kada je 2012. oženio Kanajemija Haru i zasnovao porodicu.
Najstariji sin ima 11 godina i drugi sin ima 8 godina i mali devojčice, 5 godine, and they're twins. Kako kaže twins?
Bliznakinje.
Bliznakinje.
I premda oni jesu njegova najveća radost, kaže da je i pre braka pronašao smisao i spoznao ko je.
You know, a lot of people ask me, who is Nik Vujičić? I'm a man of faith, and in my faith, to know the truth of my value is not determined on where I live or how much money I have or what I achieve. And to love first of all my wife, my kids, and then the rest of the world. And my mission in life has always been to inspire as many people, to let them know that there is hope, to never give up, and we all can make together a positive difference in the world.
I upravo tako, njegovi roditelji, brat i sestra koji su mlađi, trudili su se da zbog Nika svet učine lepšim mestom. Nik je naučio da piše i koristi računar pomoću 2 prsta na stopalu. Među prvim je osobama sa invaliditetom koje su uključene u formalno školsko obrazovanje. Ipak, period školovanja i integracije sa vršnjacima posebno je bio težak, jer na razumevanje nije naišao. a deca umeju da budu surova.
Danas mnogo govorimo o vršnjačkom zlostavljanju i maltretiranju. I sami ste prošli kroz to. Za mlade ljude napisali ste knjigu Ostanite jaki. Šta mislite, šta bi moglo da bude potencijalno rešenje za ovaj problem?
You know, I think it's first of all acknowledging that we do have a problem. And we also understand that it is not the teachers that are going to stop bullying at the school. It's the students. And so when it's actually student-led, it can actually make a difference. And so what I've done in 300 schools, and I had all the children bow their heads, put up their hand, and I asked them 4 highly sensitive questions. And I said, put your hand in a fist if you've actually thought of committing suicide. And people closed their hand, about 1 in 10. Put your hand in a fist if you've actually tried to attempt suicide. And that's about 3% of the whole stadium. And this statistics is normal for worldwide that we've done. Then I asked them, put your hand in a fist if you've attempted suicide because of a brokenness at home. And 40% of the reason for attempted suicide is because of brokenness at home, and 40% because of bullying at school. And so if students actually understand that gossip, that teasing, that putting someone down actually may take someone to the edge of giving up, then I would make a decision to never be part of gossip, to be part of bullying. Just because people have been bullying for a long time and everyone bullies, it doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean it's acceptable.
Nikovi roditelji posebno su bili ponosni na njega kada je završio fakultet i diplomirao u oblasti ekonomije. Prvi motivacioni govor Nik Vujičić održao je sa 19 godina i od tada putuje po svetu i svoju priču deli sa više od 1 milijardu ljudi.
I work with education ministries around the world. 78 countries I've been to. And I think deep down, all people want the world to be a better place. And I think we need to start with the youth. We need to say that pornographic addiction is dangerous. Drugs are dangerous. But also teasing is very dangerous. And so this is where I think we start. The future of the strength of Serbia relies on the values and beliefs of the next generation in their identity and their value for their fellow human being.
Nik je ponosan na srpske korene, budući da su mu i otac i majka iz Banata. U Srbiji ima mnogo prijatelja za koje kaže da ga posebno inspirišu. Među njima je svakako i Novak Đoković.
Ja sam počastovan i zaista mi je veliko zadovoljstvo što sam imao priliku da upoznam čoveka kojega zaista puno pratim. Ovo je prvi put da sam ga lično upoznao i zaista je neverovatno harizmatičan i pun pozitivne energije i on će dati sve od sebe da tu pozitivnu energiju prenese i na vas.
7 puta je u Srbiji održao govore. Poslednji put nakon tragedije koja se dogodila u osnovnoj školi Vladislav Ribnikar.
And so I'm praying for Serbia. I'm praying for the young people. But motivationally, I want to give them tools, practical tools, in how to overcome fear, in how to overcome depression, in how to continue to make Serbia stronger and better and more loving and caring. When I tell young people that I love them, I want them to know that I don't care about how they look or how smart they think they are or what job they're going to get or what religion they have. I love them for who they are. There is not another Nik, there is not another you. You can take out my tongue, you can take off my ears, you can burn my skin, but you cannot touch my spirit. You cannot touch my soul. And we are all irreplaceable. And that's what I want everyone to know. Sometimes when you've never heard that you're loved, especially in Serbian culture, It's rare to be told, I love you, I'm proud of you, you know. I want people to hear these words because without them, I myself would have given up in my life.
Zbog toga sa suprugom želi u Srbiji da osnuje fondaciju za pomoć deci bez roditelja. Sa prijateljima kreće u novu filantropsku misiju koja bi uključila donacije Srba iz dijaspore. Tim sredstvima bi se prvenstveno pomoglo deci i majkama, ali i da se razviju programi za mlade i preduzetnike.
Svi mi imamo loše dane, pretpostavljam i vi. Šta bismo tada mogli da uradimo?
Many people don't even know that I went through a depression in 2021. And one of the things that I had to do to get out of depression and my bad days is to get a counselor. And not everyone has the privilege of having a counselor, but just a listening ear. And I realized that there were two friends that I chose, and I would call them alternating weeks. And not that they could help my situation, and not that I could help their situation, but to really talk. What's going on? How can I pray for you?
Pokrenuo je organizaciju Nikova ministarstva, u okviru čijih programa kroz veru pomaže svakome kome je uteha potrebna. Tražen je govornik na globalnim konferencijama i skupovima poput TEDx i Svetskog ekonomskog foruma u Davosu. Svi vodeći mediji širom sveta objavili su intervjue sa njim. Snimio je i nekoliko kratkih filmova, napisao 10-ak knjiga.
Život bez ograničenja naslov je vaše prve knjige, a ujedno i vaša poruka. Kako da živimo život bez ograničenja?
My life message and book, Life Without Limits, doesn't mean that everything and all of your dreams are going to come true. That is false. If anyone tells you that all dreams come true, they're a liar. But your possible is true. When you decipher what you cannot change, but you change what you can, to be thankful for what you have, to do your best, to try, and not wait till you're not afraid to try. That's what courage is. And when you fail, failure is not a conclusion. Failure is a journey. Failure is your classroom. And so when you adopt that failure is your classroom, then you cannot lose.
Nik Vujičić nas svakodnevno podsjeća na to kako se život menja kada prihvatimo izazove i pobedimo misli koje nas ograničavaju. Snagom uma možemo da uradimo naizgled nezamislivo i ostvarimo ogroman uspeh. A upravo to su postigli oni za koje kažu da su vodeća svetska pamet. Okupljeni su oko fondacije World Minds, postigli su najbolje rezultate u svojim oblastima, ali da bi postali članovi ove organizacije, i oni su morali da pobede jednog rivala, sopstveni ego.
Remarkable scientists, artists, successful CEOs, who can be the member of World Minds?
These are people who really accomplish things in a proven way. So people who really achieved something big in science, in the arts, in technology, in business. So this is what World Minds is. It's a community of leaders who really achieved something great. There's one filter that you have to pass through, and this is you have to be a nice person. You can't be a jerk. So we want to work with nice people. We want to build a community of people who don't have a big ego, but who are really humble about their things, but still achieve a lot of stuff.
Fondaciju World Minds je 2008. godine osnovao doktor filozofije, autor i preduzetnik Rolf Dobelli, sa ciljem da napravi sponu između naučnih, poslovnih i kulturnih zajednica. Za sebe kaže da je moderan stoik i u skladu sa tim uverenjem za članove ove organizacije bira izuzetne, ali skromne ljude.
Actually, most people are humble. They know that a lot of the success that they have achieved is a part of chance, of luck, of randomness. People who are really smart understand this. Then there are some people who don't understand it and they think it's 100% themselves, and that's the people we don't want. Because if you look at when people achieve something great, it's usually other people who helped them. It's the genetic makeup, it's the genes, and you didn't pick out your genes, you didn't pick your intelligence, you didn't pick where you were born, in which city, in which household. So the whole product of success has a lot to do with luck. And smart people understand this, and that's why they're humble.
Sve je počelo kada je Dobeli u jednom ciriškom baru spojio 20-ak naučnika, od nobelovaca do studenata, sa još toliko direktora i preduzetnika. Ta razmena iskustava bila je podstrek da se napravi fondacija. Danas se u okviru World Mindsa razgovara o najrazličitijim temama.
We want to understand the world. And to understand the world, you have to crawl out of your silos. Many people are in a silo, which is great. Of course, you have to be a specialist in some field, because only when you are a specialist, you can have success. But you have to crawl out of the silo to really understand the world. And that's why business people need to talk to scientists, scientists need to talk to artists and to business people. And even within science or the business people, they have to talk to each industry. And the scientists, the psychology might talk to a biologist. And that's how we understand the world. We will never completely understand the world, but our goal is to understand the world a little bit better than before.
That reminds me a little bit of idea of universal man from Renaissance, something like that.
Yes, that was still, you know, if you go back to antiquity, there were people, Aristotle, for example, you could say he knew everything about the world at that stage. That is totally not possible anymore. I mean, this time is over. But you can still try to get as complete a model in your brain about the world as you can.
Nešto više od 1500 ljudi različitih profila sada je u fondaciji. Među njima istaknuti nobelovci, olimpijci, bivši direktor CIA, nuklearni inženjeri, filozofi, arhitekte, umetnici. Član savetodavnog odbora bio je čuveni Henry Kissinger. Modern society expects from leaders to have opinion about current things. What you think about our future, about climate changes?
Yeah, of course, you know, everybody has opinions about everything, and that's really a disease. It's the disease of opinions. It's better not to have opinions. Opinions are like noses, everybody has one. So it's better to have an opinion when you really know something, when you are in a field that you have an expertise or you're a master in a field, then you're fine to have an opinion. I try to stay away from having opinions. And at the beginning, when I was young, I thought this is a sign of weakness. If you say, I don't know, it makes you weak, people are afraid, so they say something. Today, I think it's a sign of strength if you say, I don't know, because it means that in some other field, you really know something.
Jednom godišnje oko 400 članova razmenjuje ideje na simpozijumima koji se održavaju širom sveta. U Cirihu, Njujorku, Bostonu, Vašingtonu, Varšavi, ali i u Beogradu.
First, before I've come here, and I think that counts for many people, you still think of the old Yugoslavia. You think of Milosevic. You still think about the war, the bombing of Belgrade in '99. I think that's still in people's mind until you actually come here and see what's happening in this place. And when you come here and see what's happening in Serbia, you will be amazed. And that's why it's good when people come here or they meet Serbian people outside of Serbia and they just talk to them. What's happening here, it's really a hotbed of applied science. There's a lot of technology companies here. The education system is excellent. That's why you have so many really smart people in Serbia, but also outside of Serbia. So I think the exchange is very, very important. Serbia still has the wrong image out there in the world.
Ovaj doktor filozofskih nauka javnosti je poznat i po tome što oštro kritikuje društvene mreže, površne informacije i vesti, pre svega lažne.
Most news, if you just scroll through news websites, general news, 99% is irrelevant stuff. It might be interesting, it might be funny, it might be entertaining, but it's not really relevant for you to make better decisions for your life or for your company. So the more vertical a news organization is, the more specific it is, the more relevant it becomes, and the less toxic it becomes. But when you have just general news, a website that is free and supported by ads, and is just about there to maximize the number of clicks, then it's generally really bad, irrelevant content. I'll stay away from that.
Rolf Dobelli je autor nekoliko knjiga u kojima se osvrće na umetnost življenja i jasnog razmišljanja. U njima traga za univerzalnim istinama i pitanjima poput možda najvažnijeg – kako živeti dobar život.
The first question you should ask yourself is how do you define a good life? Because everything else flows out of this. If you haven't thought about how you should create a good life, forget everything else. You might mislive your life and then wake up when you're 90 and say, why didn't I ask myself that question when I was 30 or 40? The good life is to minimize or to get rid of all the toxic emotions in your system. So if you can get rid of all the toxic emotions that you have, like fear, anger, anxiety, envy is a big one. If you can get rid of this, the upside will take care of itself and you'll have a good life.
Odgovor na pitanje kako živeti dobar i uspešan život traži se vekovima. Precizna definicija čini se ne postoji, jer to ne zavisi mnogo od spoljašnjih okolnosti, već od ličnog doživljaja. Nik Vujičić i Rolf Dobelli pokazali su nam da smernice treba tražiti u onome što nam stvara mir i unutrašnje zadovoljstvo. Kada znamo da smo dali sve od sebe, da postanemo najbolja verzija sebe, tada svi postajemo pobednici.